Your Honor, there are no words to adequately describe the unimaginable tragedy that brings us before this court today. I'm not even going to try to express the horror, the pain, or the suffering that the defendant has caused to these families. The questions that have screamed out to anyone who will listen since August 13th, why did this have to happen? How could a seemingly normal husband and father annihilate his entire family? For what? These are the questions that only one individual in this courtroom or on this planet knows the answers to. The defendant coldly and deliberately ended 4 lives. Not in a fit of rage, not by way of accident, but in a calculated and sickening manner. Shan'ann was 34 years old. She had married the defendant in November of 2012. Over the weekend leading up to August 13th, she had been at a work conference in Phoenix, Arizona, and had returned home in the early morning hours of August 13th. We know that she got home about 1:45 in the morning. The doorbell camera on their home shows her arriving back home from the airport. Shortly thereafter, at least according to the defendant, they had what he referred to as an emotional conversation about the state of their marriage and about what their lives would look like going forward. What was said during that emotional conversation, only he knows.
How you guys doing?
Brother?
What's that?
Do you remember me?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
How you been?
Hi.
You Nicole?
Yes.
Okay. What's going on?
So my friend, we were out of town for a business trip this weekend,
All right.
and I dropped her off at 2 o'clock this morning. She's 15 weeks pregnant. She wasn't feeling well, and she had a doctor's appointment this morning at 9, and I told her to let me know if she needed me to take her. She's got 2 little girls, and she was very distraught over the weekend, wasn't eating normally or drinking, and we kept trying to force it on her because she's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband and her supposedly are separating, but she didn't know this. She thought they were just having issues. He disclosed that to me today.
Okay.
Because I called him and I was like, have you talked or heard from Shan'ann since you left for work this morning? Because I can't get a hold of her. I've called, I've texted. Her car's in the garage. Her shoes she wears every single day are by the front door.
She only has one vehicle?
No, they only have the one vehicle in his work truck.
Okay. That's what I'm asking. There's
she
not
took
a...
the girls and went on a play date, but they're 4 and 2. She went on a play date. Why wouldn't she take in a car? They're both in car seats. She had a doctor's appointment this morning at 9 and she didn't go to the doctor's appointment.
Okay. No answer on the phone. Husband's on his way.
Supposedly, but he said that her friend when I called him this 45 minutes out.
You can't enter the house unless you see signs of...
Yep. I've got to have more unless I get consent from him to go in. Because it could be grandparents came and picked him up. You know, it could be a lot of things. She left her phone. Her phone's dead.
It doesn't change anything if you're pregnant.
No, I mean,
It's different rules, but they're all about
yeah.
the same.
You've got your Fourth Amendment rights to the house. I can't violate that. That's why. No, I mean, if I saw her laying on the ground, something like that,
So the signs of a fight or anything.
kids were, I could get a hold of the kids. No, mom's not answering. I got nothing right now though. How you doing? You seen your neighbors today? Shit.
Is there a key code, Sandy, to open the garage from the outside? What is it? Because Mom's gonna get it.
Okay.
This is her parents.
Mike, what's the key code of the garage? Shannon's house. The cops are there.
Well, I can't go in, but if they allow you to go in, I have to have the property owner's permission to enter.
Something's going on.
Okay. Well, he's the property owner.
Chris told me Shannon was at her girlfriend's house.
Do we know who that is?
Do we know who?
Or phone number?
He didn't say.
When did he tell you that?
He needs Chris is acting funny. I don't get it. What did he say?
He told me that Shan'ann didn't take the girls to school this morning because she was going to go on a play date, but her car's here.
What's Chris's phone number?
910-309-1702.
Okay. That was Chris, correct? Okay. Hey Chris, Officer Coonrod for the police department. Pretty good. So, do you have any idea where your wife is? Okay. Right. What my concern is her car's here. They're saying she is diabetic. I don't want her. She's upstairs and can't respond. Okay. About how far out are you? Okay. All right. Thanks. Shannon, are you home? Police department, if anyone's inside, make yourself known. Police department, if anyone's inside, make yourself known.
I'm here. Hang on.
Yeah, get me on the phone.
Okay, get Madison.
Scott, how you doing?
How's it going?
So this is the only vehicle she would have?
Only one that, yeah.
She would drive? Okay.
That's me. Yeah. The neighbors went and checked his camera and they said that a white car drove away at 1. It was me though. That was me. I dropped her off.
That was the last action on my camera.
Okay. That's throughout the whole day, or?
Besides Chris leaving?
Well, yeah. I just looked in the, I looked at night.
What about is there any way you can look for the day? During the daytime?
What? Bring a tape? The girls' car seats are in the car too. So she left with the friend. She would have took their car seats.
I can go look if he doesn't find her.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Huh? Chris is in the house. We're standing outside of the police office. Can we go in the house?
We can.
I mean, that's up to him. It's his house. If you guys.
Nikki, I'm giving you permission to walk in my daughter's house.
Mind if I come in, Chris? Okay.
Get Madison.
You checked upstairs? She's not there? I just want to make sure she's not passed out somewhere. Is she diabetic? You mind if I look around?
Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. she work?
Yeah, she works from home.
Oh, from home.
She works distance for life money.
The defendant strangled her to death with his own hands. We know that he slowly took her life the morning of August 13th. We know that this was not done in an uncontrolled, vengeful manner that he tried to describe to agents from CBI and the FBI.
Go to shut.
Probably, you know.
Yep.
Do you have a preference?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go make a copy of this so we can look at it together.
It takes 2 to 4 minutes to strangle someone to death manually with their own hands. The horror that she felt as the man that she loved wrapped his hands around her throat and choked the life out of her must have been unimaginable. Even worse, what must Bella, age 4, and Celeste, age 3, must have experienced or thought as their father, the one man on this planet who was supposed to nurture and protect them, was snuffing out their lives.
So yeah, that thing turns back on, it's gonna start blowing up.
Oh yeah. Trust me.
Krista.
It was shut down.
She's in the fly.
Yeah.
Well, it was originally on the propeller on the couch.
You know where passcode?
I don't know her passcode.
It used to be 2385, but now it's 6 digits.
It's the baby's due date.
1/31/19. About to blow up. What does she do for work? She works a direct sales company called Drive. How often does her blood sugar drop low? Cassie, her friend in Arizona, said that that's the first time that's ever happened.
She normally has migraines, like a while ago, but she had them a lot this weekend.
Yeah.
So Cassie's a nurse, so she figured it was because her blood pressure sugar was dropping.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't eating her normal that she normally eats. Like she'd take a couple bites until she was full.
Okay. And
She doesn't ever black out or have
No,
seizures or anything like
No,
that.
I mean, a long time ago. She got in a car wreck, and they believe that's what happened. But Imitrex is something she takes for migraine. She took more Imitrex this last month than she ever had before, but that's just because she was in North Carolina with the humidity and everything like that. She was there for 6 weeks, and we got back Monday or Tuesday, and then she flew out to Arizona Friday morning, and then she got back last night about 2 a.m. The flight got delayed. She left about 11. She got here at 2.
Okay.
And I went to work this morning about 5:15, 5:30.
What do you do?
I work at oil and gas in Anadarko.
What do you do for them?
Operator.
Long days then?
Yeah, I'd definitely still be out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always a long day, especially in that heat. There's no like off text messages unless
Can you look at your camera to see from your security system to see when she left?
it's unless they left out the front door.
Because you told me that she went on a play date with the girls, and then
That's what she told me.
Addie said you told her that
She went with some friends with. She went to go to a friend's house with the kids. That's why I knew they weren't at school.
Addie said you told her that she left in the middle of the night.
Oh no, she didn't leave in the middle of the night. No.
Yeah.
31, 19.
Where do your kids go to school at?
Primrose and Vista Ridge.
Danny wants to talk to you.
Okay. Hey. Yeah. No. Yeah, she said she was at her friend's house. That's what she told me she was gonna do.
Nicholas.
I have no clue at whatsoever why she wouldn't take her cell phone. No, it doesn't make any sense at all. If she didn't leave out the front door, I can't see it. Well, yeah, I can look at that and see. But it's so random because it goes off and on here lately. It gets false trips because it told me it was open when I got here. I know it doesn't make any sense at all. I'm lost. I don't know. I don't know where she's at. Where the kids are at. Hello?
I don't see her first because she's doing
Yeah. Only people that are out of state that she would contact would be in Arizona, be Cassie and Josh, and they're she's not there.
The guy with the camera said nobody left the house during the day. Only people that showed up in the driveway and entered it were us.
I can look. What's that?
Your neighbor's camera.
Your neighbor, he has cameras, he said that the only people that left the house were you in the morning and then door shut and then was
Me.
us. That's all he has.
When I dropped her off.
Okay. That's who left and then just. Okay. I'll see if I can get on that USA app or Chase app. See if I can get on it. I'll see. I will. Alright, thank you.
Hello?
Dispatch Rick 91. You can cancel medical at their stage. Does she do her work from a laptop or is it just
Phone.
Just from the phone?
What about your bank account?
I tried it. Her logins are different than mine.
It's not a joint account.
It's a joint account, but like she controls all of it. Like she doesn't let me do the finances because I was pretty horrible back in the day, so she just kind of handles all that and she does it. And I have the apps on my phone, but I don't have her login to get into it.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Can you log into your account though?
I can. No, I don't have like we don't have a laptop, but she has the one downstairs still. But her login is different. I don't know her login. Like I know her password, but I don't know her login, her user ID. It's always the same password, 4281915 capital SW. But it's just a matter of getting the login.
Right, if she's getting gas or...
Yeah, somewhere.
What days does she typically do work?
Every day.
Every day?
Yeah, it's always.
What was the name of the company again?
Lebel. L-E-V-E-L.
Where are they based out of?
Texas. But they don't have like a, yeah, they don't have like an office. It's just all over the lot.
Does she have someone that she reports to though?
She has her leaders, but they're both in northeast part of the country. Like that, she has Addie Maloney. She has Amanda Aikman. She has Sam Paisley.
Okay. What, do you have her phone number? Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you say her last name was? There was no note or anything by the wedding ring?
No. I put it back where it was originally.
Is any of her clothes, anything like that missing?
Not noticeable, not close to it any means. Yeah.
It didn't look like she went through and packed up
No, I mean,
a bag
she
or
has
anything.
This and all that on the bottom, so it'd be kind of hard to tell if she took a little bit, or I mean, it'd be easy to tell if she took a lot, but it's hard to tell if she took a little bit or not.
Okay. She tell you anything about leaving, moving out?
Not moving out. I mean, the last time I talked to her was this morning. She said she's going to take the kids to a friend's house, and that's where she was going to be. And then I've texted her today. I've never heard anything, but the car's here. Car
Right.
seats are here. Unless somebody came and picked her up. But the people that I know, nobody's heard from her. Nobody's seen her.
Right. Who do you guys bank with?
Chasing USA.
Definitely an odd one.
I don't know what I can do right now. Should I drive around like the normal route that she would be?
Where does she normally go to?
I mean, just like drive where like she would normally take the kids to school. People that I know that live down, people that live, Kristen lives down that way. I mean, that's the only routes I know she would really take.
Does she go to their house frequently, or?
And not much, but. Hey. I'm still talking to the officer right now. Okay, bye. I will, definitely. Alright, bye. Sorry about that. That was her mom. I mean, you think it's smart just drive around, see if I mean.
Yeah. Probably not, because I mean, you don't know what car she's in, where she's at. I mean, obviously you're not going to see her car. It's here.
Nothing on there.
What's that?
Nothing on there.
loaded my stuff up in my coolers, my water jugs, my book bag, my computers, some of the tools that I had from the toolbox. I knew I was going to have to do some pumping into rubbers today. That's why I was out so far.
Is this on continually
Yep.
recording?
Yep. Well,
It's not, is it
any
motion or is it?
event,
Okay, so it's motion.
any motion event that happens, I get cars driving from this street, and this is him at 517.
Molly, good call.
I usually park out there on the side. I just want to get everything back in. Be easier so lugging everything out there, all the tools that I had to bring in.
The man seated to my right smothered his daughters. Why? Imagine the horror in Bella's mind as her father took her last breaths away. Your Honor, understand very clearly, Bella fought back for her life. The frenulum, the connective tissue between her upper lip and her gum, 1.5 centimeter laceration. She bit her tongue multiple times before she died. She fought back for her life as her father smothered her. Celeste had no such injuries. In fact, she had no external injuries at all. But according to the medical examiner, she was smothered nonetheless.
My detective just showed up, so he'll probably want to talk to you. He'd probably, like I said, he might have you call at the bank and see if there's any kind of activity.
Because if there was any sort of action out
On
there,
his cameras,
I would have got it.
like
Right.
we had issues the other week when people were stealing stuff out of like garages and stuff like that. And I had parked my truck
I
right
had
here.
to park right here.
Yeah. So someone,
See if
I could
anything
see where someone tried to jimmy with a flathead screwdriver over there, and it was just like,
But if any action would have happened, any cars or anything left your house, I would
yeah, if
have
it
got
would
it.
have been like right in that area, they should have picked. I mean,
Oh, it'll pick up anything coming down the street this way.
you know where that tree there too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Watch, I'll show you. There's nothing on here. We've already watched that one. But like, you'll see this car.
What security system do you have?
X-ray this car. You can see this car starting to drive down the street here.
That one.
Oh, look, okay.
See what I'm saying? It picks up all the way down there.
That's cool.
He's next door.
Let me go.
I was talking about dispatcher. He'll be close for.
Cause yeah, we can pick up cars coming this way. I get anything coming this way making this turn. So, and usually at night I pick up the cars pulling a U-turn. So, unless they pulled right here,
Yeah.
but I would have caught her walking out. Diesel.
You're good.
So yeah, I thought nothing.
Nothing for the rest of the day.
No, that's it.
She's pregnant as well.
How far along?
15 weeks. That's why her friend said it was low blood sugar.
And see, I've got her friend leaving out here at 2 in the morning, I think. So, my camera. Did you go check if anything was missing around your house?
There wasn't nothing. It was like all the old blankies. That's about it. And then her winter was in the nightstand. Her phone was still there.
She dropped her off at 1 in the morning, right?
My doorbell said 1:48. She came in.
Okay. It's not on this one, it'll be on this one. This is her bed leaving at 1:48.
So as soon as it takes up motion, it like back off. Okay. I thought you.
The defendant then methodically and calmly loaded their bodies into his work truck, not in a hasty or disorganized way. He was seen from the neighbor's doorbell camera backing his truck into the driveway, going back and forth into the house and back out to the truck 3 different times, 1 time for each of their bodies. He then drove them away from their family home 1 final time, intent on hiding any evidence of the crimes that he had just committed. In 1 final sign of callousness for his wife, his daughters, and their unborn son, and their remains, he drove them to a location that he thought no one would ever find them, to one of the oil tank batteries with which he was so familiar. He knew this was safe. He had texted a coworker the night before saying, "I'll head out to that site. I'll take care of it." He had carefully ensured that he would be alone in the middle of the plains to secrete away the remains of his family in a place that he hoped they would never be found. In 1 final measure of disrespect for the family he once had, he ensured that they would not be together, even in death, or so he thought. He disposed of them in different locations. He buried Shan'ann and Nico in a shallow grave away from the oil tanks. Bella and Celeste were thrown away in the oil tanks at this facility. Different tanks, so these little girls wouldn't be together in death. Imagine this, Your Honor. This defendant took those little girls and put them through a hatch at the top of an oil tank, 8 inches in diameter. Bella had scratches on her left buttocks from being shoved through this hole. A tuft of blonde hair was found on the edge of one of these hatches. The defendant told investigators that Bella's tank seemed emptier than CC's because of the sound that the splashes made. These were his daughters. Significantly, when his coworkers arrived at the tank battery later that morning, to a person, they all described him as acting completely normally. It was a normal workday, even while his daughters sank in the oil and water not far away from him.
Wherever they're at, I have no inclination to where they're at right now. I've exhausted every friend that I know of, and every friend that I have has called friends that Shan'ann has that maybe I didn't know about, and it's just it's vanished. She's not, when I got home yesterday, it was like a ghost town. She wasn't here. Kids weren't here. I have no idea where they went. And it's just earth shattering. I don't feel like this is even real right now. It's like a nightmare that I just can't wake up from. Bella was gonna start kindergarten next Monday, and they were just getting ready to start back again. I'm just hoping right now that she's somewhere safe, and maybe she's there. But right now it's just if she's vanished, I want her back so bad. I want those kids back so bad. There's no cameras in the backyard or anything like that, so it's really hard to even suspect anything right now as far as how she could have left, or if someone came picked her up, or if somebody took her. I've never seen something like this in my lifetime unless it was on TV or a movie, and this doesn't seem real at all. It just seems like I'm living in a nightmare and I can't get out of it. I just want them home so bad.
We're looking at a killer right here.
You just want to go talk to him? I'm going to get his info real quick. No.
stuff in and out of the garage of it.
Right.
And it doesn't look like he came from right here. It looks like he came from down the street. And then the other thing that doesn't make sense is why would he pull past this part? You can see him pull past.
Are you able to record this?
Uh-huh. I'd have to call Comcast so I can get him to do whatever. But watch, you'll see him get out. And he walks back and forth a couple times. To be completely honest with you, my wife and I were kind of wondering when she was on vacation if something happened, because I've heard them full out screaming at each other at the top of their lungs, and he gets crazy.
Does he? And that's pretty recently?
Yeah. I'm guessing that's why she went and visited people, is because she wanted to get away from the situation.
Alright, let's do this. I'm gonna sit next to you so we can look at it together. So what I want to do is, we have a whole bunch of people coming in, you know, from your neighborhood. Somebody saw something, somebody knows where these kids are. And I keep saying kids, I'm sorry, your kids and your wife. And I should say, I work these quite a bit, and so tonight, if I make one of those mistakes when I say kids instead of your wife and kids, I apologize. We work it a lot, and so I apologize if something comes out wrong, or, anyway. So, I know you're going through a lot, so we're not going to keep you here all night. Can we go through this? So, okay, let's see, your 148 doorbell detected visitor. What does that mean?
So the doorbell has a camera on it when you get up to a certain proximity, and when you ring it, it detects a visitor.
Okay. You're already distracting me there.
Oh.
So in fact, you know, let's do this. So I work a lot of stuff like this in bank robberies, and when I talk to, you know, a witness at a bank robbery, sometimes I find it best for them to just say, tell me what happened, get it all out, and then once you get it out, let's go over it, okay? So just get it all out as far as this. Tell me exactly what you remember, and I'll take notes about where we can go.
Okay. So this 1:48 a.m.
Let me switch chairs. Okay. Because when they come knocking,
Okay.
when they come knocking, I gotta use that key. Do you need more water?
No, I'm fine.
I brought you the Gatorade.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Alright, so 1:48 a.m., doorbell detects the visitor. So when we were over at the neighbor's house, the next day we were looking at his camera as well, and it didn't show anybody walking up to the driveway, which is kind of weird. That's the only reason I put that on there, because it showed Nicole dropping her off, but nobody actually walking up to the house. It was kind of weird, but she was in the house.
Okay.
So,
and what time are we talking?
This is still 1:48.
Okay.
So, 2 a.m., Shan'ann gets into bed with me. 4 a.m., that's when my alarm goes off for work, and I proceed to get dressed, brush my teeth, everything I do upstairs.
Okay.
4:15, that's when I get back, slide right into bed next to her, and start having a conversation with her about having putting the house up for sale, and talking about it, like actually proceeding with the separation.
Okay.
And obviously it gets pretty emotional, like we're talking about, you know, like we felt the disconnection was there, like falling out of love, and trying to stay together, maybe just for the kids' sake, but we're realizing that doing like our homework, it's not, most of the time that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
And it gets pretty emotional because we have 2 beautiful kids and we have one on the way. So it's just a matter of like, it was very emotional, we were both crying, and at the end, we just said, you know, she said she was gonna take the kids to her friend's house for the day, and she would be back.
Okay.
I was like, okay, it's fine. And so I went downstairs, made my protein shake. It was at 5 a.m., that's when I did that.
Okay.
Packed my lunchbox, had my oatmeal, chicken, filled my water jug up. 5:15, I went outside, backed my truck up, was loaded up, have my book bag, my lunch box, computer, water jug, my big clear container. I put big clear containers in my truck so it's easy just to pull out, pull in, just depending on what I'm going to use. My O-ring kit, and I knew I was going to do some stuffing box rubbers that day, so I got some various open wrenches from my toolbox, and I know those will work better than the ones.
And then his efforts at deception truly began. We've all seen the emotionless interviews that the defendant gives to the local media asking for help in locating his family.
So you can give me your first and last name.
Chris Watts, W-A-T-T-S.
What's going on right now around your house?
And right now it's you got K-9 units, the sheriff's department. Everybody's like they're doing their best right now to figure out like if they can get a scent and see where they went. If they went on foot, they went in a car, or they went somewhere. And right now it's just like they've been on point. They're going through the house trying to get a scent, and hopefully they can pick something up to where it's going to lead to something.
What happened? Your wife came home. Tell me what's.
She came home from the airport 2 a.m. and I left around 5:15. She was still here, and like about 12:10 in that afternoon, her friend Nicole showed up at the door. Like I had texted Shan'ann a few times that day, called her, say but she never got back to me. But she wasn't getting back to any of her people as well, and that's what really concerned a lot of people. Is like if she's not getting back to her, like if she doesn't get back to me, that's fine. Like she gets busy during the day, but she didn't get back to her people, which was very concerning. And Nicole called me when she was at the door, and that's when I came home. And then walked in the house, and nothing was vanished. Nothing was here. I mean, she wasn't here. The kids weren't here. Nope, nobody was here.
What's your wife's name?
Shan'ann, S-H-A-N-A-N-N.
What's your kids' name?
Bella and Celeste.
How do you spell Celeste?
C-E-L-E-S-T-E.
How old are your daughters?
4. Bella's 4. Celeste is 3.
And so, how many times did you try calling her?
I called her 3 times, texted her about 3 times just to say, what's going on. Like because after I called her and texted her once, it was like maybe she was just busy. Like she had just gotten back. Like everybody's probably calling her from her trip. She just got back from Arizona, and I figured she was just busy. But when her friend showed up, that's what it was like. It registered like, all right, this isn't right.
Do you think she just took off? Do you think?
I mean, right now I don't even want to just like throw anything out there. Like, I hope that she's somewhere safe right now and with the kids. But I mean, could she just taken off? I don't know. But if somebody has her and they're not safe, like I want them back now. Like that's what's in my head. Like if they're safe right now, they're gonna come back. But if they're not safe right now, that's the not knowing part. Like if they're not safe, last night I had every light in the house on. I was hoping that I would just ran over by the kids running in the door and just like barrel rushing me, but it didn't happen. And it was just a traumatic night trying to be here.
I'm gonna ask some kind of tough questions about your relationship with your kids.
Yeah, my kids are my life. I mean, those smiles light up my life. And there's like, I mean, last night, like during when they usually eat dinner, it was just like I miss them. Like, I mean, I miss telling them, hey, you got to eat that, or you're not gonna get your dessert, and just like you're not gonna get your snack after. I miss that. Like I miss them, cuddle up on their couches. They have like a Minnie Mouse couch and a Sophia couch that they cuddle up on and watch, Bubble Guppies or something. And it was just like, it was tearing me apart last night, and I needed that. I needed that last night, and for nobody to be here last night and to go into their rooms and know that I wasn't going to turn the rain machines on, and I know that I wasn't going to turn their monitor on, and know I wasn't going to kiss them to bed tonight. It was. That's why last night was just horrible. I couldn't do it. I want everybody to just come home. Like wherever they're at, come home. That's what I want.
Where was she gone for? She was on. She came back Sunday. You said that to you at night.
Yeah, because her flight got delayed from Arizona because of like other storms around the nation, So she's supposed to get home like 11. She got home at like 1:48. She got in bed about 2.
What was she going for? Like family trip or what?
It was a Thrive direct sales. It was a local event that was down there between a bunch of leaders in the company.
And that day she was back. I mean,
I left work early that morning, like 5:15, 5:30. So like she barely got into bed pretty much.
And this might be a tough question, but did you guys get into an argument before she left?
It wasn't like an argument. We had an emotional conversation, but I'll leave it at that. But I just want them back. I just want them to come back. And if they're not safe right now, that's what's tearing me apart. Because if they are safe, they're coming back. But if they're not, this has got to stop. Like somebody has to come forward.
You spoken to her family, like her parents?
Yeah, they've been in constant contact, like every hour. I mean, everybody back in North Carolina and the East Coast. I mean, from Maine to Florida.
What is her parents saying to you? Like,
they're just like if they need to get on a flight, just let them know. Because I mean, they feel helpless right now because they're on the opposite side of the country. I mean, Colorado is. I mean, you can't just drive around and look. I mean, it's just like. You wouldn't really know what you're looking for. That's what the cops pretty much told me. That first day, I was like, I want to get out and drive around. They said, you wouldn't know what to look for.
Last couple questions. What is law enforcement? What have the police or the sheriffs or your neighbors? What's police saying to you?
Right now, what they're doing right now is with the canines in the sense. I think this is the biggest thing. This is the biggest thing they've done so far because yesterday the Frederick Police Department did all the searching of the house and tried to gather whatever information they could.
Well, so I was going to try to stop them before they went in, but that didn't happen, so that's okay. Hey, Chris. So we need to have everybody step out of the house.
Okay. Mostly because we don't want the dog to get confused with all the stuff
Correct.
going on.
So you can leave that there. You can leave your camera there.
I'll break it
Okay.
I don't want to mess you guys up at all. Because my scent has,
Dispatch 50922. And she's just getting the dog off her back and show me in service, please.
What's that? Oh, the dog, Peter. He's in the back.
He's in the back.
Step down.
Yeah, just in the driveways.
Cody, may poop. Smells like cleaning, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
What's that?
I said, let her know about the beads.
Yeah. Can't imagine an adult doing that.
And with the detectives, officers, and sergeants, and today it's, I mean, obviously with all the activity that's around, it's there's a lot going on around here, and I really hope that all this can lead to something positive.
What did your neighbors, did they see anything? Did your neighbors see anything?
No, like the police department went door to door asking, like, cameras and everything, just like nothing.
And my last question, if you have any of them, feel free to step in. My last question is, if your wife can see this, if she can watch this, what would you like to tell your wife and your kids?
Shan'ann, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, just come back. Like, if somebody has her, just please bring her back.
It's kind of odd to me. Why would he pull the truck up into the garage?
Right.
Yeah, I've never seen him pull it back.
I've never seen him. If he loads his stuff, he normally just walks back and forth because I get him on camera.
What does he usually load up?
All he usually has is a lunch box and a book bag, looks like a computer, and usually a water jug. That's it. But the fact that he was in here and explaining to it over and over and over,
Well, odd.
he doesn't look worried. He looks like he's trying to cover his tracks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if he's loading his stuff, why isn't he walking back and forth? But I can't see what he's doing in the back of the truck because he pulled into the garage. Yeah. And he knows my camera's there.
Any other neighbors have cameras around here, you know?
I'm sure a bunch of them do, but not that I know of.
Okay.
You gotta look around.
Yeah, I'll look at it.
Yeah.
I'll do a search here in a minute.
All these Fords kept coming up missing, so we moved in here. I put this in. And like you said, someone was breaking into it. He said that someone was breaking into his toolboxes of his truck. So I told him he could park his truck out there in case they saw something. Diesel, I know you want to go play with the baby so bad.
Her mom just texted and said we were in the report. She had a GPS tracker truck that the delivery goes.
Okay.
Just FYI.
Don't you think it's, look at the,
I know. I'm
kinda
trying
odd.
not to.
No, I'm just saying it's kind of odd that he pulls his truck back behind my camera. The cutoff, the truck's in the garage right now. And he never backs his truck into the
That's
driveway
what her
ever.
friend Christina that did it.
Diesel.
She's like, he never backs his truck up. Her mom said it too. She's like, he carries his stuff out in the house. He
Yep.
doesn't back his truck up.
Well, I have him on camera doing that when he does it. Because when he was parking his truck over here, the other thing was odd is while she was gone, he kept parking his truck and her car over here. And I used to see him walk out of his house right here.
He took the car out of the garage?
Oh, the car was parked over there for a long time, like a couple days.
This was past weekend?
No.
It was when she was gone for the 6 weeks.
Oh.
But I thought it was kind of odd that he never parked in front of here or right here. He said someone broke into his truck and he parked over here. I have no idea. Hey, he's acting so suspicious. He's normally, you can ask them, he's normally quiet, real subdued. He's over here telling you 3 times what he took out, what he did. He's very, he never talks. So the fact that he's over here blabbing his mouth makes me kind of suspicious.
Yeah, but I mean, put yourself in his situation.
Oh, I agree.
You know, anyone's going to be nervous. You don't know what to do.
No, I agree, but I'm just saying the way he told you 3 times what he brought with him, why is he telling you exactly what he brought with him instead of saying, oh, they didn't see anybody out here, he didn't see anybody doing anything? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Why is he so worried about you knowing what he's carrying out? That's all I'm saying.
The detective's talking to him.
What's that?
The detective's talking to him.
He's talking to him right now? Okay.
This area, we had got it on camera with her coming in and out and stuff.
Possibly. I mean, it didn't pick her up going in from when you dropped her off.
But I did wait. I know she made it in the house because I waited till she shut the front door.
Right. But his video just showed you
Yeah, I know.
backing out, so there was a gap there that
Yeah.
didn't pick up.
Do these neighbors have cameras?
I'm gonna walk it here in a minute.
Chris? Yeah. Hey, are you okay if we just walk through that? And then look at her phone if it's still up there?
Yeah, okay. I guess. So you normally keep it locked? Yeah, because they would go in there, they'd be in the soap. Like last time we had Vaseline everywhere. So that was not fun.
I don't blame you. So does she normally make the beds, the kids' beds?
No.
No. Okay. This all looks normal to you. Does it look like this maybe in a rush or?
This is about
Normal.
like when kids they'll get up first.
Get up,
Yeah,
yeah.
and they'll just kind of like look around.
Sure.
Just go get her.
Sure. Okay. All right.
We don't wake up till they wake up.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. All right. Well.
purse?
That's her purse. It's her medication. She takes these, her medication's still in here.
We're gonna get a hold of them. We're working on all that. We'll keep that in mind. All right, thanks. Bye. Did you tell your mother-in-law that she went to a friend's today?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? What friend?
So we went to a friend's house, but that's all I knew.
Who was she supposed to go to?
That's all she told me. She said she's going to a friend's house to take the kids.
When did she tell you that?
This morning when we were talking to about 4 and 5 o'clock.
She really knows for work.
Where she could have gone or who she could be with. How did that go?
I mean, we tried to go through from what we could gather, like where she could have gone.
Okay.
As far as like, 'cause what we saw in the house, it didn't really make sense.
Okay.
So that's where we're just like started to look through the phone and just kind of call around. Once we found the phone and Nicole knew what the passcode was, just kind of load it up and see what transpired. And obviously there was like 50 something text messages that like popped through.
Okay. All right.
Because the phone was off.
Okay. What do you mean the phone was off?
It was off.
When you found it, it was off?
Off.
Was the battery dead?
No.
What do you make of that?
I have no clue. Like, why was it off and why was it not with her?
It's weird, right? Because if you're saying that she does a ton of texting and marketing and sales and calling certain people back, okay. How would it turn off?
You'd have to turn it off.
Okay.
Because it wasn't dead. It was like 50% or so, I think.
Are you sure? Okay. And it was on the couch?
Mhm.
What do you make of that?
Oh, usually it's not right by her nightstand.
Okay.
That's usually where it always is.
Nightstand in the bedroom?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else about that?
No, that is weird that it was sitting like on the couch cushion, like right there.
Okay. So, can we back up a tiny bit? You come home, no one has been in the house.
No.
Okay. No one could get in the house, is that right?
Yeah, unless you had a garage door.
Okay. And that's how you got in?
So I got in.
So at this point, you get there. Are the police there at this point?
Yes.
So you, the police, Nicole, that's it.
Her son.
Her son, what's her son's name?
I think it's Nick. I think his name's Nick.
Nick. And so you and Nicole aren't besties per se? You and Nicole?
Oh no, like we're friends, but yeah, my wife and her are really good friends.
Okay. And so Nick, you don't spend much time with Nick?
No.
Okay. Why is Nick there?
That he was just with his mom.
Okay. Is there anything weird about Nicole and Nick?
Not that I really think of.
Do you think anything about your wife not being around has anything to do with Nicole and Nick?
I would hope not. I mean, like, Nicole is one of her good friends.
Okay.
I don't think they could have done anything, like, as far as, like, helping her get out and then being so emotional when they couldn't find her. I don't think they could be capable of that.
Purse is on the counter right here.
Okay. So when you guys come home, do you usually use the front door or the garage door? How do you guys?
I usually open the garage door, come in.
Okay.
She uses front or garage, it kind of depends.
Okay. Is that a ring out there?
Oh, that was,
No, the doorbell, is that a ring
yeah,
doorbell?
like when you got a visitor, it does, but I don't think the speaker is on to where you hear it, like by...
Okay. My question, I guess my question for you is, would it show her leaving with the kids? Did you have any alerts?
If she came out here, yes. Like, if
Did you have any alerts today with that?
just when her friends were here.
Does it only record when the doorbell rings or anytime
If
someone?
you're like right here, it should just start, the proximity should hit up.
Okay, and if you had anything on that today?
Just her friends.
And what time was that?
12:10 and about 2 minutes afternoon.
Okay. But nothing between the time when she got here this
No,
morning?
like she got here at 2. Only thing
This
that
morning?
Was, yeah, 2 o'clock this morning. So
Okay.
like 1:48 on here. And the only thing that was weird was that the garage door said it was left open after I left. And it might have been the sensor, but like my phone doesn't show when
For your alarm?
Yeah, it doesn't show if it shuts.
And who's
So,
your alarm through?
Vivint.
Okay.
But the Nikki, her friend that came here about 12:10, she said the garage door was shut when she got here.
Okay.
That was the only thing that was weird.
All right. Were you going to hang out there or you want to come in here? Okay. Where's the purse at?
Oh my God.
I'm still recording, so. Whose phone is that?
I believe that is his. Vaughn overtook hers.
Your turn signal's on.
It's been on. May have to turn and hurry.
Dispatch, Frederick 988. Can you log Queen Frank Tom 682? Is this the truck you always drive? Yeah, you can go in the house, yeah. I don't know, there's no computer in it, so I don't know how the GPS, if it's computer. Yeah.
Thank you. Look at that picture. Got
always loved those shoes, even though they were winter shoes.
They were what?
Winter shoes.
Those are her boots, aren't they?
Shan'ann was gonna sell them off to like that Facebook marketplace. She had them on the windowsill there. And when we got back from North Carolina, she saw them sitting over there. And she proceeded to take them back and wear them every day since they got back. Remember, it was 100 degrees outside or what? She loved those shoes. She always loved those shoes. And Bella, she always wore some flip flops. She always will. She loved that dress. She loved those flip flops. She loved that dress. She likes the buttons on the back.
Is CC short for something?
Celeste.
Bella and Celeste. Tell me about them.
BNC. Celeste. She's Rampage. She's always the one that's gung ho. She's always the one that's just like, she's off. She's either go or sleep. She's always the one growling. She's always been, she's a tiger. Bella, she's the calm, the mothering one. She's the one that's always, you okay? You okay? Fine? Okay. She's just the sweetest little girl. She's the one that favors me more, and Celeste is the one that favors Shan'ann more. And the way I look at it. You see some baby pictures of me and Bella, it's just like, oh, the other way around.
So when you say favorite, do you mean look like?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Are they Wolf Daddy's girl?
That one is.
Yeah, that's how it works, isn't it?
Because the first one I wasn't really good at it yet. Second one I knew what I was doing, and she bonded with me right from the start.
Yeah.
I remember when they wore that dress. She just wore that dress not too long ago. I unbuttoned the back of it so I could get her pajamas on. She's like, no, Daddy, button. I got button. And Bella loves those spaghetti strap dresses. She likes long dresses. She was a girly girl. Always. She is just like, I always like tried to put her in a Supergirl t-shirt and she loved it. Every time. She always be smiling though. Bella, you have to like really kind of like want some gum. She said you want some gum. She was been looking at this picture. She's always just smiling on the camera. I'm gonna find them, right?
I need your help.
I gotta find them. I gotta find Shan'ann. It's the picture somebody sent me. Or it was side by side of Bella and Celeste and Shan'ann. There was a post to like one of the news companies.
Okay.
This was the picture they used of the girls.
Alright. Were you thinking about anything while I stepped out?
Just how much I want to see these two girls and my wife again. Just I want them to come home.
I mentioned that when children go missing in the FBI, it's a lot like you see in the movies. We like to get every single one of our recent resources. We like to call every agent and wake them up out of bed, call them back from vacation. We just really like to put a full force in. Is that something that you're comfortable supporting?
Yeah.
Okay. That means that I want to have as many eyes, as many hands, as many investigators, as many evidence people as we can possibly get looking at your house.
Okay.
Can we do that right this minute?
Up to.
Okay.
I'll stay out of the way if you want.
Okay. Can we keep talking about some complicated things?
Sure.
Some things that are going to make you uncomfortable?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And I think you know why I have to ask them. Okay. And
hard job.
It's a hard job. It is a hard job. And I'm going to ask you one thing, and you're going to give me an answer, and I'm going to ask it just a slight bit different, and you're going to give me an answer, and in about 10 iterations of this, you might get annoyed, but I do have to make sure that we understand each other. Okay, is that all right? Yeah. Okay. So we have your daughters who are missing. We have your wife who's missing. Okay, and that's the most important thing right now. Okay. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. So you've done very good in talking to me about this really hard conversation you guys had. Okay. Very good. That's sometimes hard. And I understand why sometimes someone in your position says, doesn't want to tell me about that. Because please go help me find my kids, and you don't need to know about my marriage argument. Okay. So I got to say, you've done very good at that. And I need you to keep doing that. So I need to ask you about your marriage and infidelity.
Okay.
Okay, tell me about it.
Now, I have never cheated on my wife.
Okay.
And I fully suspect she's never done that to me.
Oh, okay.
Like, she's always been a trustworthy person. I've always been a trustworthy person. I fully expect if we ever thought about straying another way, that we would tell each other before it happened.
I think that sounds ridiculous.
Okay.
Because in the history of the earth, nobody ever does that.
Okay. I just, that's what I would like to think.
Okay.
I know mistakes happen. Like,
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
But that's what in my head, that's what I would think would happen. I would hope would happen.
Okay.
But
now, even though I think that sounds ridiculous, if I was in your shoes, I'd say the exact same thing. And I believe that. Okay. But I kind of don't. And you can imagine in my job, I meet all kinds of people.
Mm-hmm.
And you can imagine that there are people who have Saturdays with their girlfriend and Sundays with their wives.
Okay.
Right? And they consider themselves to be very virtuous people. Okay. So, with that in mind, I don't care if there's been anything in your relationship. I just don't. And I'm not going to tell the news, and I'm not going to tell anyone, but I do need to know. So, is there anyone that you think that maybe your wife got close with?
If she did, it was very secret then if that was the case, because I had no inkling at all. No, okay. It wasn't even a suspicion.
Okay, not one guy or girl.
No. If that was the case, I didn't have one suspicion about it. Like if it happened, it wasn't even I wasn't aware.
Nothing.
There was no clue. There was no texting with the phone back or I walk in, swipe type thing. I didn't really have any of that.
Okay. No perfume when she's going out with the girls.
She always smelled. She always sprays something.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. It wasn't like that 1 in a million perfume or something like that.
All right. No late nights that surprised you. Okay. Now let's talk about you.
Okay.
Okay. On your end, I gotta ask, what's your name?
I have another one.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Okay. Would you tell me if you did?
Yes.
Okay. So, again, highly trained investigator over here, right? I see pictures of you from a few years ago, and I see you standing before me now. Okay. You've gotten pretty fit. Okay. You can imagine when guys start cheating or want to cheat, that's what happens.
Yes.
So tell me about it.
I did not cheat on my wife.
Okay.
Not Thrive helped me. I went from 245 pounds to about...
You were 245?
245 pounds.
And that's great, man.
Thank you. And I'm 185, 180 right now. And I've been eating cleaner, just trying to, the last little bit. Thrive has helped me a lot, but to maintain it and try to eat cleaner has really helped me as well.
Okay. And I've got to imagine that maybe there was a girl that inspired it?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Why are you falling out of love?
After the last 5 weeks, like being by myself and being able to be myself again. I couldn't be myself around Shan'ann anymore. Why not? It was like I was walking just like, like walk on eggshells type thing. It's kind of like you feel like you're always doing something that's wrong. It's like you feel like you're never like, does that make sense at all?
The timing doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. But like, it's like if you can't be yourself around your wife, who can you be yourself around?
Why couldn't you be yourself around your wife?
I just felt like I'd always have to change who I was because I was always about, I was doing the laundry, I do everything. Like, I do everything that I could for her. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the last 5 weeks, I was just, just being myself, just doing me. And I just thought to myself, like, one of my buddies, Mark, he lives out in San Diego, it was like one big test that he learned, like he was divorced at one point, and he was like, so if you could picture yourself, like if you could picture your wife and she was with someone else, would you get jealous? I was like, at this point I have to say no. And he was like, well, there's your answer. Like, if you love her, it would be a different answer.
When did you start pulling out?
It wasn't in the last 5 weeks. It's been an ongoing process for probably about a year.
Why?
I just felt like everything that we had when we first started dating and met, like we met in 2010, everything, your new relationship, spark, everything's hot and heavy, everything's great. Get married, everything's still great. And then like, people just fall out of love. And that's where I was. Like, I just felt like over the last year, I thought that, like, okay, maybe this is just like a phase. Maybe this, this is what happens. Like, you've been with somebody so long. Maybe like, the spark isn't there, just reignited somehow, some way. But, our conversations weren't the same. Like, when we were apart, like, everything was just like, short, and it was just like, nothing felt right anymore. The disconnection was there, and it just never felt right anymore.
But why?
It wasn't there. Like, I just didn't feel it. Like, it was like I didn't have that passion anymore.
Why not?
I really couldn't. I can't tell you. Like, the passion, I didn't feel it in my heart anymore. Like, I really can't like just give you a definitive answer other than that. It's like my heart wasn't in it.
I gotta tell you, that sounds like a load of horseshit to me.
I know.
What about the girls?
Bella and Celeste are the light of my life. I'd do anything for those girls. I'd step in front of a bullet for the train for those girls.
It doesn't add up to me, then why did it spark back?
The relationship between me and Shan'ann has nothing to do with the love I have for these girls. I mean, the love for these girls, they're the light of my life. I would do anything for them.
Mm-hmm.
But me and Shan'ann talked about, like, if we separated or if we stay together, like, what's best for the kids? Like, do we stay together for the kids? That, you look it up, it doesn't work that way. Like, it might cause more issues with the kids later on down the road with their psyche or personality or something. They know when they get older, they see, like, oh, mom and dad don't sleep in the same room anymore, like, what's going on, type thing.
Okay. If you had to guess, if you had to put your finger on it, if you had to, why do two people that are hot and heavy, that have kids that they love, what happened?
I mean, you can't take the kids into the factor because, like, when the love you have for your kids is gonna be like exponential. I mean, it'll no matter what, that will never die. Because those are your kids. That'll never die. Between you and your wife, like, the love that you have for each other, like, from start to finish, like, from right when you started to wherever if your relationship ends, like, when you're in that type of relationship, you're with somebody for that long, something happens. Like, something, like, if it's just conversations or if it's just like, it's not attractiveness at all, like, it's just a connection that isn't there. Like, when you can, like, look at someone or just like put your forehead to their forehead and you just like hold them and you know what each other's thinking. That's a connection. I didn't have that connection anymore.
What do I do to help you walk out of this room and not look like the person who's responsible?
You have to trust me that when I tell you that these two beautiful girls right here, I did nothing to them, and to my beautiful wife, I did nothing to her. Like, you have to trust me and believe me. Like, I know you don't know me as a person. You've known me for like 2.5, 3 hours, and I don't know what your opinion is, but you have to realize that these two beautiful girls right here and my wife, I had nothing to do with the disappearance. Like, they vanished, they were taken, someone has taken them, they're safe somewhere, we don't know. I had nothing to do with this act of like evil cruelty, whatever has happened here. Because my love for these two girls and my wife, like, I don't want anything to happen to them. I've never wanted anything to happen to them. No matter if me and my wife separate or not, or divorce or anything, I never wish harm on anybody, on a human being in general.
Okay. So let's have that hard conversation again. Okay. How old are they?
4 and 3. That'll be 5 in December.
Okay. You can imagine that every day that goes by,
it's harder to find.
Where we don't find your girls, it's going to get harder to find. We're going to have less clues. Things that we need to get and we need to use, the methods that we need to do to find them are going to start getting blown away by weather, getting re-recorded over themselves at the surveillance board is going to tell us. All of that is going to disappear. Okay? And that's why we're going to spend so much time today, tomorrow, and the front as we can, right? You can also imagine that every day that goes by, we're going to be looking for the man who did this. Okay? And you can imagine that we're going to include you as that man. So, let's talk about that. I think that you're trying to put on a brave face because you're a man and you're a father and you're a husband. I can tell that there's just something you're not telling me. And I'm not sure what it is. I don't know why that is. I don't know why you're not telling me, but there's something that's making you a little bit uncomfortable. I just don't believe some of the things you're telling me. Okay, I just don't. Simply do not believe it.
What makes you think? What have I said that makes you not believe me at all?
This just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't add up. So can we talk about 2 Chris's? Okay.
2 Chris's.
A tale of 2 Chris's? Okay. And you need to help me know which Chris I'm looking at today and which Chris you really are. So, Chris number 1 is right here, right? And fell out of love with his wife. Okay. Started wondering what it might be. He didn't have a wife to take care of and a girl to take care of. Spent some time alone. Liked that time alone. Came home. May or may not have had a conversation about how to get out of this marriage. or how to fix it, but probably how to get out of it, is looking at a bachelor pad in Brighton and did something terrible to his wife and kids. And that may have been an accident. And I think it was an accident.
That's not the Chris you're looking at right now. The Chris you're looking at is the man who loves these kids and loves his wife and will never, ever, ever do anything to harm them. That's the Chris you're looking at right now. The Chris you're looking at right now wants these kids and his wife back at his house right now. That's the Chris you're looking at.
Why didn't you call 911?
I didn't think anything was wrong.
I think you knew what was wrong.
I did not know what was wrong, sir. I promise you that.
What do you think it's going to look like when someone finds out that it was not you that called 911?
Everybody's going to have their own perception about what's going on here. But I know my wife. I know that sometimes she doesn't text me back. I know that happens. I've been there. It's happened multiple times throughout many days. If she's busy with work, it doesn't happen. That's why it didn't register for me that day.
We're back to his tale of two Chris's, Chris.
Okay.
There's a Chris who cares.
I care. I promise.
Tell me about the call to your daycare.
To the Primrose? I called them to see if the girls were there. They said they weren't there.
Okay.
I told them since they weren't there, just put them back on the waiting list.
That's not what you told them.
I told them that we were going to sell the house. Or put it on the market, or probably won't be in the area anymore.
That's two different things, Chris.
Well, I wanted them to be back on put them on the waiting list since they weren't there.
Why weren't they there?
I don't know.
Where were they going to go?
They went to Shan'ann took them to a friend's house.
Why wouldn't they go to daycare?
I am not sure. Honestly, sir, I am not sure.
It's hard for me as a father to talk to you about this.
I know.
Not because it's the hardest to talk about. It's because I'm worried about your daughters under your care.
You shouldn't have to worry about them under my care. I watched them all weekend. I went to a pool party at Jeremy Lindstrom's house. It's like, I love those kids with all my heart. Nothing in this world would ever make me do anything to these kids or my wife.
When you walk out of this room, there's nothing I can say to a room full of police officers that's going to convince them that you have nothing to do with this.
I know.
You know what they think.
I know what all they call it. Yeah.
Here's a guy who didn't call 911, who woke his wife up at a ridiculous hour because she was so guilty about something that he had to get it off his chest and say, I don't love you anymore, I'm leaving you. That didn't go well. Okay, so what happened?
She told me she wanted me to wake her up before I left. That's why I didn't just wake her up, like, just to tell her this. Like, I woke her up. That's what she wanted to do, and we talked. Like, usually at 4 a.m., I wake up, I go down and work out. This day, I wanted to talk to her about this. I love these girls. I love these girls so much. And this picture right here, Celeste and Bella, those are my life. I helped make those kids.
There's nothing in my life that means more to me than these kids. Nothing. Kids, that's your life. That's your lifeline. That's everything. Like, you make kids, they come first before anything. Kids, spouse, family. That's what it's always been.
Nothing you've told me tonight makes sense. Nothing you've told me tonight feels like the truth. Can we start over?
Sure.
I think that there's something that happened that got maybe a little bit out of control.
There was no fight. There was nothing physical. It was a conversation. There's no, we didn't raise our voice. Nothing. I promise you that. So there was nothing physical with this conversation.
What was the last thing you saw about your daughters?
Nothing I saw, like when I left.
What did it look like?
Saw them in the monitor as it was switching back and forth.
What's the last thing you saw with your wife?
She was laying back in bed as I was walking out the bedroom door.
Okay. When we find the guy who took him, what do you think we should do?
Honestly, like, they're gonna come home safe, correct? When you find the guy.
When we find the guy, they're gonna come home.
Life in prison would be that's what I would think with 2 kids that are involved.
What if he hurt them?
I'm not sure if like that penalty is even used. Is it used in Colorado? I'm not even sure.
What is?
The death penalty.
Okay.
I mean, like, if these kids are not alive, like, there's nothing you could do to cope with that, to make me cope with that, if those kids are not okay.
Okay. All right. What was your plan after you got separated?
Try to get an apartment.
Yeah. Nearby?
Oh, we'd just go our separate ways. Like, I would probably get an apartment. We'd try to sell the house first, of course, before we could do anything with that.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, like, try to get an apartment somewhat close.
Okay.
So that, like, it's a 50-50 thing, like, because I was going to go on an 8 and 6 schedule in September,
Okay.
and then I would have 6 days off, and it would be perfect to, I'd have kids for half, and she'd have half, and that would work.
All right. Tonight's been pretty intense, I can imagine. How are you feeling?
I've slept like 2 hours last night, so I'm like running on empty right now. But
I know, I can see it. So why don't we do this? I'm sure you don't mind if we take a break for the night. I'm sure that you are feeling some of the pressure from me. Okay?
You're doing your job.
I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't grill you a little bit, right?
I've seen you killing 2 different guys. Like, honestly, like, I've seen like where you're smiling, and I've seen where it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're doing your job though. Like, I can't fault you for anything you guys.
So can I make a commitment to you?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to commit to you that we're not going to stop working until we find them.
Okay.
Okay. okay? And I want to commit to you that there is going to come a time when you're going to feel this pressure from other people. I'm not the only one who thinks that there's a possibility you have something to do with this.
Like another FBI agent, like pressure, or like just like
Everyone.
okay,
Everyone, Chris.
okay.
Have you ever watched the news and said 2 girls and a pregnant woman go missing? Okay, if that's all you heard, what do you think the public thinks? Husband. Okay. So I'm going to make a commitment to you. Okay. I'm going to commit to you that I'm going to be your guy. Okay. I'm going to be your guy to handle the investigation. Okay. And I'm going to be your guy that you can come to. Okay. Because I hope that you realize I'm a nice guy. Tonight we had to talk about some tough things, but I hope that you know that I did it respectfully. I think that you can see that. And so as we go on through tonight, the hours, the days, and I hope we don't get to hours or days. I hope it's minutes, right? Until this is over.
Yes.
But just in case it's not, I want you to know that I wanted to be in this room tonight. I wanted to talk to you.
Okay.
Okay. And I hope that you want to talk to me. Okay. When you have questions, when you have concerns, I want you to call the detective that you work with, and I want you to call me. Okay. I want you to know that if you have a question, if you think we're not doing something enough or well enough, I want you to say, I gotta call Graham. I gotta call Dave.
Okay.
Okay. When you need to have a night to yell at somebody and maybe have a good cry, I want you to call me.
Sure.
Okay. I can't imagine what you're going through. I just can't.
Today's been the whirlwind from like yesterday. I thought she was just at somebody's house. And today with the drones, the police, and the news, it looked like a scene out of a movie.
That's too much. That's too much for one person to handle.
My dad's flying in tomorrow.
Good. Okay. So your dad, who else do you have?
Nick and Amanda, Dave, Jeremy.
Okay. You know, you only know me for 3 hours, but I want to be part of that team.
Okay.
Okay? I want to be part of the team that helps you, and I want you to be part of my team.
Okay.
Okay? Tonight, when you go home, one of 2 things is going to happen. You're going to pass out because you're so tired. Okay? And that's probably not going to be what happens. Your head's going to go race. Okay? So tonight, when you lay down and your head starts racing, there's going to be things that come to your mind. Okay? This always happens. Always. It's very natural. You're going to say, I wonder why he asked me that. Okay? You're going to say, screw him. How dare he accuse me? Okay? You're going to say, I wonder if they thought of this. Okay? And then you're going to say, I probably should have told him something, or this or that. Okay? Those are the most common things. When those thoughts come to your head, I want you to call me. I want you to call Dave. Okay? It's fair for your mind to race, so I want you to call me. Okay? You need a lifeline. You need someone you can call. I want to be that guy. All right? And I want you to know that if I didn't accuse you a little bit, you'd probably wonder if I was good at my job.
One of my buddies, he is straight with me. He was like, dude, I'll just be no veil. Like, none of this looks good. So, it's like, he's like, I'm not gonna accuse anybody, but like, I'm not gonna be like, he has his wife and their friends. It's like, they won't talk to you right now.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So we had this Chris, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the other Chris. This is right here, okay? I can see that you're a good man, right? You don't have beautiful daughters with good clothing that look well fed, right? Children that are unhappy don't smile like this, okay? And those are beautiful kids. Those kids have a good dad, and I know it.
I just see the picture of on my phone.
Yeah.
It's a better one, but it's just, I'll show it to you.
Those kids have a good dad. Good dad that feeds them and that loves them. I was very impressed when I asked you how their day was about how involved you are. Okay.
See this on the weekend.
A lot of dads don't. get second pairs of clothes and cook eggs and give them snacks at night. You know, a lot of men, that's woman's work, right?
I like to get involved.
But you're not that kind of guy. Okay. So, Chris, can you just look at me for 1 second? If there is something that happened, it's okay. It really is. Okay. If something that happened with these girls, if there was an accident, if there's something you're afraid to tell me, it's okay.
Okay.
If there's something that happened with your wife, it's okay. Okay. You can always tell me. And if you want to talk 15 minutes after you leave, I'll answer the phone. If you want to talk in the middle of the morning, I'll answer the phone. Okay. What I want to happen is, if that's what happened, if there was something that got out of hand, if there's something you know, I want you to go home and I want you to know that I'm the guy you can talk to, okay, who's not going to judge you. I have kids. Sometimes I joke with my wife, I just need 2 weeks alone, you know? Like when you told me about your 4 to 5 weeks alone, I was like, wow, that sounds like a slice of heaven, right? Sometimes it's a bit much. Okay? So let's do this. We're going to take a little break. I'm going to help organize the search of your house tonight.
Okay.
Okay? I still want to do that.
Okay. I was just gonna go to my friend's house and stay out of the way.
Okay. Now,
hopefully they
now
still
listen,
awake.
I can't tell you that we have to do it. Okay?
If you want, if like you said, it rained tonight.
Yeah.
Like hard. Like it blew 4 trash cans in my yard.
Let's get on it, right?
Like it's whatever's there is there, and I want it found.
I want to do that. I want to talk to you again tomorrow. Okay? I want you to get a good night's sleep and a good breakfast and a good workout, whatever you got to do, whatever your morning routine is.
My dad flies in the morning about like 8 or 9.
Okay.
So
what time should we plan on doing that?
Can I get him back home first and then come here?
Of course.
Okay.
And listen, of course, take your time, get settled in. So what time do you fly?
He should be here around 8 or 9.
You're 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been flying from North Carolina.
Here's what I would love to have happen. He's flying in 8 or 9. You got to go get him. You got to get him back. He's going to want to know everything.
Yeah.
Okay. He's your dad. Okay.
He's called me like 10 times today.
It's going to take forever. And he's going to have questions and comments and concerns. Okay. I would love for you and me as a team to talk tomorrow, to do a polygraph tomorrow, and move past all of it. Okay? Move past me wondering about Chris, me about wondering which Chris I'm talking to. I want to move past it. I just want to get it behind us. Okay? And then our talks are going to be a lot more comfortable than they were tonight. So can we say that tomorrow at 11 o'clock?
Sure.
We can do a polygraph?
Here.
Here. Okay? And there might be little tweaks. It might be at a different office or this. We're not going to try to rock your world too much. We know what you're going through.
Okay.
I want to get that done. I want to just move past it.
Okay.
Okay? Could we do that?
Yeah.
11 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions for him?
No, like I have your phone number.
Yeah.
So that like if his flight does get delayed, I can call you.
Yeah, absolutely. You have Dave's, right?
Yes. You based that up here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You know that's a 24-hour number, okay?
Okay.
Let's make that happen tomorrow.
Okay.
One of the things that makes us wonder about which Chris again is when you don't answer the phone. Okay? So if I call you, I get it. You're on the phone. You're with your dad. You're at the drive-through. You know, whatever it is. I get it. Okay? If you go a whole day without calling me back.
Oh no, that's not gonna happen.
Can we promise each other we'll answer the phone?
Yeah, like I'm not going a day. Like if I'm with my dad or like I have other calls coming in, like I'm getting back to you.
Okay.
There's no
Okay. Your dad's coming tomorrow. Were you guys planning on staying here?
Oh yeah, like he's gonna stay at my house. Like
Okay.
that was the thing. Like I don't want to be in that house by myself.
Okay.
That's why I'm staying with my friends tonight.
Okay.
Because I can't be in that house again. Like,
Have you already packed for your friends tonight?
I got it in my car.
Okay.
I was actually about almost there when I was calling me. I was like,
Nothing wrong. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was like, I'd rather get this rolling right here. So.
All right. I hope you realize I'm someone that you can call and trust, and again, I put the screws to you, but that's because I need to.
I know.
Okay. You did a really good job tonight. Okay. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, just
Okay.
we gotta find these two and my wife. I'll show you the other picture on my phone.
Okay. Let me go see. Yeah. Let me go see where they are with the phone.
Okay.
And then we're gonna, if you're gonna go to your friend's house, then we might not include you very much at your house.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna try to leave you alone for the night, but if we get somewhere, if we can't get in the house, if we find something we gotta talk to you about tonight,
I'll have my ring
can't
on.
wait, yeah,
I'll have my
I'll
ring
call you
on.
again.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Just gotta find them.
Oh, okay. I know. I appreciate you coming in tonight.
Mm-hmm.
All right, give me a few minutes.
I'm down to get right now.
How you feeling?
Okay.
Thanks for letting us use your phone.
No problem.
So we're trying to figure this out without sending you home with a bunch of questions, right?
Gotcha.
We'd like to be able to tell you this is our plan for tomorrow. So far it looks like some of the things we need to do at your house are better at night and some are better in the morning. So we're going to probably split the difference and start very early in the morning. Now, between now and very early is probably about 3-4 hours, right?
Okay.
Is it possible for you to not go home during that time to your house?
Okay.
Can you go straight to your friend's?
I'm gonna show my friends right here.
Okay. And then when you go straight to your friend's house, is it okay to ask that you don't go back to your house?
You just call me and give me a word.
Okay. All right.
Safe.
Okay. So we'd like to be able to, I don't want to do 2 searches at your house, because that will say to the public, oh boy, FBI is really interested in him. And then it's going to be a storm coming at you that we don't want. Okay. So we'll do that. We're going to send you home, go to your friend's house, get a good night's sleep, pick up your dad at 8 or 9.
Yeah. Just to verify with you, leave at like 5 Eastern time.
You already have the ticket?
Yeah.
Do you know when he's flying in, like what he's flying in on, or the company, or?
I told him to go United Airlines. It was cheaper, but I'm not sure because price kept changing on him.
He bought his ticket?
Yeah.
Okay. What's his name?
Ronnie Watts.
Ronnie Watts. Okay. So we'll send you to your friend's house. You know, again, I can't tell you, you cannot go in your house, but I'd like you to not go in your house, if you can do that. And then we'll start early in the morning. I'll check in with you at around 8 or 9.
Okay.
You'll probably be on your way to the airport if not already there. And then after that, can you just come straight here?
Yeah.
Let's talk, let's get everything out of the way, let's get done with your search, and then we're just gonna, send you on your way, and we'll be back to this Chris, the good Chris, right?
Okay.
I'm sorry you have to go through all this.
It's part of the process.
Okay.
So you guys gonna stay in my house overnight, or?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But actually, yes.
Okay.
There will be someone at your house.
Okay.
There will be a patrol officer in the front and in the back. And then, they're going to make sure. Well, and the reason is we don't want anyone else going in your house either.
Okay.
Some nosy reporters, some nosy neighbors.
The reporters will be there because they're just cycling in and doing some spots here and there.
Right. Yeah. So, but we also want to make sure that they're not sticking a camera in your window and, doing some sort of weird piece about your house and your home. And so we'll make sure that no one else gets in there. And if you do need to go to your house, don't go without telling us.
Oh, no, yeah.
You don't want to get pig piled by a bunch of patrol officers. Does that all sound good? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me 2 more minutes and then we'll walk out.
Okay.
Sweet. Oh, do your girls travel with headphones?
They had them on the first trip there, but I didn't see them wear them on back.
What do they look like?
Like little unicorn type things.
Over the ear?
Yeah, they kind of slide over.
Okay. Were they like colorful?
They're gray and pink, I think.
Do they ever take them shopping or anything?
No, that's the only time they ever use them.
Oh, okay. So if your wife was gonna walk around with them, she would be holding them with headphones?
No, because they just strap over and then have a little plug.
Okay. Is your family lactose intolerant?
No.
Do you ever buy lactose intolerant milk?
It's 2%.
Just 2% regular stuff? Okay. Alright. We're just exploring, I mean, you can imagine 1,000 people are calling in right now, so we're just narrowing stuff down. Okay. Give me 2 more minutes. Alright.
Hey Chris, thanks for coming in. Yep. So I've been doing some other things while you were here. We've had people calling in, stuff like that. So there's a sighting at Walmart. One of your kiddos, is Bella the oldest?
Yes.
She have long hair?
Well, if you let the curls down.
How long?
So the curls would probably come like right here.
Okay. So this is a picture from your surveillance. You see that?
Yeah, it's just the hair color looks a little off.
Yeah. I mean, look how long that braid is. Is that right? Does that look right?
No, that braid's too long.
Is that your wife?
Hair's too long.
Okay. That's what I thought too. So.
Great. Yeah, the hair looks a little too long.
We're trying, buddy.
Sure.
We are trying.
Very angle.
That would be she in the back though. That was her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where she would sit?
Yep.
Yeah.
Chilling.
Bella ruling the roost up there?
Yes. Must come for something in there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, cause Bella is really. That's the picture I was talking about. Yeah.
And this is CC, right?
Yep.
That's Bella.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's on the 4th of July.
Yeah, this is not much different, but it's got a lot longer hair.
Yeah. A lot
Not
better.
her.
Okay. Okay, great, thank you.
Alright, we're ready.
Do I have to take this or no? This is.
Please leave all that.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you get your dad tomorrow, just come on in. He's gonna have a bunch of questions. I'll talk to everyone. Bring him in, no problem. I'll bring him here? Yeah. Okay.